Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're looking into a story that's popped up a lot online. Evelyn's Light. The company selling those stained glass animal lamps.
That's the one. And it's got this really powerful story attached. We've gone through the source's marketing stuff, yes, but also customer complaints, some financial details.
Right, trying to get behind their big mission.
Exactly. The service story is, well, it's charming. A retired couple, Evelyn and Robert, supposedly handcrafting these lamps in North Carolina.
And the kicker is the promise, right? $25 from every lamp sale, they say, goes straight to animal rescues.
Yep, directly for things like vet bills, food, shelter. It makes buying one feel really good.
Especially when you see the price. Often around $55 on sale, down from maybe $75, claiming almost half goes to charity that's huge.
It's incredibly compelling, makes it seem like a guilt-free buy. But, our job here is to check, is the product what they say it is, and is that donation actually happening?
Okay, so let's jump into that. The first big thing that stands out.
It's that core contradiction. Handcrafted in North Carolina. That's the marketing line.
But the reality seems different.
Very different, according to buyer feedback. We looked at reviews, and people consistently say they receive, and I'm quoting here, things like a plastic piece of junk only 4 inches tall, made in China.
Wow, okay. Not exactly stained glass handcrafted by a retiree.
Not even close. And that immediately, it shakes the foundation of the whole story.
Totally. Because if the manufacturing part isn't true, why should you trust the financial part, the donation claim?
Precisely. The company says they provide transparency, monthly updates on their mission, that kind of thing.
But talk is cheap, right?
Yeah.
Where are the actual, verifiable financial audits, something independent to prove that $25 is really getting to the animals?
They seem to be missing. We couldn't find any evidence of third-party verification in the sources. So for you, the customer, how do you actually confirm that donation is made? You really can't.
Okay, so product questions, donation questions. And it sounds like the transaction itself has some issues.
Oh, yeah. Connecting the dots here leads to some, let's call them weapons-grade red flags based on the source reports. The whole buying process feels very high pressure.
Like those typical online tactics. Limited time offers, steep discounts, only 3 left. That stuff.
That's part of it, definitely creating urgency. But the sources point to something deeper, especially with how the money is handled.
Basic or how?
Well, first off, the Better Business Bureau's scam tracker. It flags the business. Complaints about money lost, quality issues, problems getting refunds.
Not a good sign.
Not at all. But here's a really telling detail. After you place an order, the charge on your card often doesn't list a U.S. merchant. It shows up with an international country code.
Wait, hang on. If they're supposedly in North Carolina, why would the charge be processed overseas?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? It completely changes the game for the consumer.
How so? What does that international code mean practically?
It means the transaction likely isn't covered by the same U.S. consumer protection laws you'd expect. And get this. Some sources report the window to cancel an order is incredibly short. Sometimes just 15 minutes.
15 minutes, that's nothing.
Exactly. So by the time you might realize something's off, maybe the product arrives and it's not what you expected, or you start questioning the donation.
It's basically too late to easily get your money back through a chargeback.
It creates a huge barrier. That international processing plus the tiny cancellation window makes fighting a charge much, much harder.
Okay, so let's pull this all together. What's the verdict from the deep dive? It's not like a total scam where you get nothing.
Generally, no. It seems like a lamp usually shows up, so not a classic zero-delivery scam. But the sources strongly suggest the claims are where the issue lies.
The handcrafted claim seems false.
Seems that way, yeah. Based on reviews.
The transparent funding for rescues, unverified.
Completely unverified by any independent source we could find.
And the manufacturing origin story. That seems like fiction too.
It really does. So the whole feel-good altruistic angle, it just doesn't hold up under scrutiny based on the available information.
So what's the takeaway for someone listening if they see these ads?
I think the sources guide us to this. If you like the look of the lamp and want to buy it, fine. But treat that donation story as, well, unproven. Maybe even just marketing fluff.
You're buying a lamp, likely a small, mass-produced plastic item from China, not funding animal rescue.
That seems to be the most realistic expectation based on the evidence. Don't assume your $25 is doing what they claim it's doing.
Which leads to a final thought for you to consider.
Yeah.
How effective is buying a product like this, where the donation is questionable at best?
Compared to what?
Compared to just taking that same money, say $25, and donating it directly to a local animal shelter or a well-vetted, known charity where you know the funds are being used properly. Something to think about before you click buy.